Hello, everybody. I'm Mayuri, Division Director for Division N, District 98. And I welcome you to yet another episode of Leadership Unveiled. Unveiled with N because we are Division N. And today I have someone whom I have been wanting to meet and sit down and chat for quite some time now. And I'll tell you why. Two reasons. Of course, he's also into leadership, but the major reason is this club chartered during the pandemic. So this is the youngest club in our division, and it is InfoSeps Toastmasters Club. And I have with me the charter president, Toastmaster Abhijit. Hi, Abhijit. Welcome to Leadership Unveiled, and thank you so much for accepting to be here.
Hi, distinguished Toastmaster Mayuri. Thank you so much for having me here.
How are you?
Doing great. Working more than normal in these COVID times. Yeah.
That's the irony, right?
Yeah.
You can assume that we are going to be working from home, but it's doubled up actually.
Yes.
And so for the benefit of the viewers, I would also like to mention that Abhijit is a senior analytics consultant working with InfoSeps Technologies, and his experience spans over, I think, across a decade, right? Am I right?
Yes,
Great.
absolutely.
So Abhijit, we come to the club because that is what I am going to be discussing, leadership per se, but also the leadership aspect in your company as well. Why not? Because at Toastmasters, when we talk about leadership and what we learn, we also expand it to our work, to our profession, also at family, in personal spheres also. So let me begin by first of all asking you, when we charted in September, how was it like, because it was the pandemic, I mean, in the middle of it, and how were the challenges that you faced, and what was your strategy? So I'd just be very free to discuss, and I would love to hear from you.
Yeah. So when we started off, I think we were like over enthusiastic. We were always looking forward to it because we had a series of pre-charter meetings before we could actually charter, and that kind of built up all that momentum towards the real charter. And then unfortunately those live meetings, you cannot really replace that if in true sense, and then this pandemic happened and we had to kind of get into that mode where we were kind of having these virtual, and now we have started on with those blended meetings also at the district level and things like those. But I think one of the key challenges has to get together people and inculcate that feeling of that, look, these meetings are also going to bring that same amount of value that we were aspiring to, so that has been the biggest challenge.
And because I always believe, whenever I share with others, I believe that the world has definitely changed and it will not go back to what it was before the pandemic. So we all have to also learn to adapt ourselves to these times, which means, like you said, blended hybrid meetings. There are members who would be happy to even continue with online presence, and there will be those who would want to come in person. So how is the club preparing for these hybrid meetings?
To start with, I think first of all, we want to meet in office. I think that's the space that we want to utilize because it gives us an opportunity to meet as a team as well, and then take it from there. We are going to have pretty soon in the next 2 or 3 months, we have planned around a couple of meetings, which we are going to do, and we'll take it from there.
Okay. And so then tell me also one more thing, because now it's the month of March, and we've chartered around September, so that makes roughly 6 to 7 months today. In these 6 to 7 months, I see that there are new members who are joining despite the pandemic, and I repeat that again. But yes, we have members who've shown an interest, and which is really a very positive sign.
Yes.
Now comes the crucial time because we are in mid-March, and this is renewal cycle. So how is the club gearing up, preparing for ensuring maximum renewals?
I think the biggest support that we have got is from our internal leadership teams, where in terms of we have been leveraging those internal communication channels. We have tied those competencies to the Toastmasters Club, right? Whatever we kind of inculcate or learn here at Toastmasters as a part of our kind of Toastmasters journey. And that always ties back to what we do professionally at work and what we bring to the table. So that's where the leadership has also come in and kind of given us that leeway or freedom to basically tie that to our goals, professional goals. I think that's one of the key areas why will see a surge, I think, in terms of new memberships coming in. Also, in terms of retention, I think we are expecting an over 90%.
That's fantastic. I'm going to be
Absolutely.
one happy division director with over
Yes.
90% retention. That's going to be fantastic, really. So,
Yeah.
because you just touched the topic, so I would also love to know when you said that whatever we learn here at Toastmasters, it does expand into our profession. Would you be willing to share some examples somewhere where you realized that this is what Toastmasters has helped you learn,
Yeah.
and that's how you used it, applied it at profession?
I think to start with, I'll speak for myself. While I was attending these meetings, I've been somebody who will just speak. When I speak, there is no full stop to it, or there is no pause to it. And I just want people to listen to me. But then, Toastmasters gave me that real critical thing when you want to really expand your knowledge or anything for that matter and become someone like a leader. The listening part of it is so very important, and when you play different roles in a club meeting and their attention to detail, that is, we always look for that behavioral trait when somebody is joining an organization across the spheres. But then the attention to detail is something which you cannot teach somebody like that look you, because it has to be inculcated in your behavior. And when you attend these meetings, you realize the importance. When you get a feedback on that, it goes a long way in your day to day while you conduct yourself.
Absolutely. And so, since you touched upon club meeting roles, so what has been your favorite role as a member of the club, not as the president, but as a member of the club?
My favorite role has been the timer. Why, I will tell you, because it seems like you just have to keep a check on time, but then you understand that every seconds count, right? And there was this book which I read long back by Lance Armstrong. He's the cyclist who Tour de France who won it, right? Of course, each one of us know. And he wrote about how every second counts. And this role of timer really tells me that even if I look at 1 minute, right, that's a huge amount of time that we have, and we just kind of throw it away like that, right, in our day to day. I think that has made me realize the value of time, so that's why I picked timer as one of the favorite roles.
And since you were, of course, the charter president till we come to the end of the term, which is June. So how has it been in terms of being the president? Because there will be members who would want to hear you and learn you from your experiences. There will be members who would want to come forward. So how has it been?
I think I will attribute whatever little we could kind of come along and to our the XCOM that we had, especially the vice president education in the name of Bhavini, and we had Gaurav as membership. I think that core team really kind of helped me hold this club together so far with whatever little we have kind of come along. There are a lot many things to achieve as a club. I understand that, but I think we will leave some legacy because since we were the first, so I think we are kind of pretty okay there.
Yes, yes. So that is what it is. This is something that even I will completely resonate with. It's ultimately it comes down to the XCOM, also the members, of course, because ultimately the
Yes.
club is made of members. But it's never one person, and every club officer role is extremely important because it's also clearly, very clearly laid out by Toastmasters International. So yes, of course. And so tell me one more thing. I know it's not going to be open, but anyways, how have you been planning for your successor? Of course, there will be elections, but till the month of May, June, are you grooming someone? You're looking at people. Are they coming forward to you for guidance? How has it been inside the club? I don't know anything inside the club.
Yeah. So I think if I tell you, so Bhavini has been the closest, right, in the capacity of VP education, and she has been right on top of things, and she's the closest that I have in terms of the day-to-day operations, how it goes, and she'll always be coming back to me. She'll handle most of the things by herself, but even when there is a little bit of a motivation which is required, she's kind of in some kind of a stress or something like that, she'll always look up. And I think those are the little conversations that I really enjoy, and I feel like that I'm kind of lending some helping hand to someone. And I think, in my opinion, if you ask me, I think she is the right candidate for the next president. But of course, we'll have the elections and we'll have few more
Of course,
as
of
well.
course. And so, how is the preparation going on for the contest cycle number two? Because it being the youngest club, the club also gets the waiver of the criteria for two levels. So every member can contest at the international speech contest. So how is the
Yes.
preparation and the buzz in the club for coming forward?
I think we kind of conducted our internal contest, and we kind of zeroed down into one individual who's going to represent us, right? So that was something which we were always looking forward to. And overall, the buzz and the excitement is always there because you get to represent your organization, the club, and things like those are always there. So I think that's what keeps people motivated, right? And they kind of look forward to that.
And tell me one more thing. How much of a support does the organization Infoceps render to the Toastmasters Club over there?
Uh, as I said, this we have this internal leadership communication, I think, channel where I think a lot of focus is on building something where we, as professionals, also we stress a lot upon something which we call it consultative, which brings in a lot of softer aspects of your job as well into the into our offerings. So that is where I think across leadership, I mean, if you talk about our CEO, I think he's been on forums where he has advocated that he himself was a part of Toastmasters somewhere in his journey, right? And how it has really shaped his career as well. Right. So I think coming from him, I think makes a lot of difference. And of course, there are other leaders who have been speaking. Our global delivery head, Aditya Joshi, has been a big advocate of joining Toastmasters. So I think we have been kind of getting those inputs from leaders like those. And I think that has helped immensely.
Yes, I know. And Swati was mentioning just this afternoon that perhaps Infoceps is also interested in branching out in the US and eventually opening a club.
Of course.
There is some talks about it as well. So
of course.
So Toastmasters is, even in Infoceps, is actually going places. Wonderful.
Yeah,
wonderful.
Absolutely.
So I really look forward to having, any last words, Abhijit, because there will be your club members and there will be other members who will be watching this video. So as a charter president, but also as a leader, not just at Toastmasters, but also at Infoceps, would there be something that you would like to let members know? Because at the end of the day, we all have our priorities. We all have choices to make. How would you advise a balance, or what would your suggestions be to our viewers?
I think once you kind of indulge yourself into this kind of a mode where you're doing everything for yourself at the end of the day, before I can even talk about leadership, excuse me, before I take it to the larger group and things like those, the first and foremost principle I follow is like, just avoid giving excuses. If you have invested yourself, so just find that right space, time to basically indulge and then leave the rest of it. I think what we kind of do is we procrastinate, we give excuses, and even, nobody is perfect and we are all trying to learn. Even I keep challenging myself every day that, look, I'm not going to give any excuses whatsoever. But then again, it happens. But then again, I move on, I learn a lesson. Then second day, I just try to reduce that as much as I can. And that's, I think, once we stop giving excuses, I think we'll be good.
And I think we actually at Toastmasters, we learn precisely that. I mean, all of us, we've all faced challenges and we've all made excuses in the beginning. And then gradually we realize that at the end of the day, we are a Toastmaster. That's because we definitely get a lot out of Toastmasters eventually. So one last question. President Abhijit now till June 30th. What next, Abhijit? Which role in the XCOM would be your next bet? Something that you would like to learn actually.
The next role, as in, I would say, I haven't figured out, to be honest, about that. But certainly I want to, even if I become just a member, I'm looking at it that way, because I think we started off and I just was fortunate enough to get to the president role. But now I realize that before even I can start thinking of anything as a member, I think I need to take my learnings to the next level at the first place. And then probably there will be people who will rally around me, right? It comes with the job as well. And there are people who are looking up to. So I think from that perspective, I just want to make this club as strong as possible. The core of it.
That's precisely what you will be doing actually, because you will become the immediate past president. So that's literally like an advisory capacity in which the club will continue to grow and continue to flourish with more members taking leads. But then you'll always be there supporting them, because I mean, when we start, there's a lot that we put in, and then things start getting on autopilot mode.
Yeah.
But you have to be there, of course, behind the team actually. Wonderful. So thank you so much. And I look forward to meeting you at Infoceps. When are you guys opening, by the way? No idea.
No, I think we just had a notification where it said that we are not opening until end of June.
Okay.
So that's unfortunate considering the
That is.
rise in cases, but yeah, but we'll certainly look forward to.
And also, Abhijit, even in case the team at Nagpur decides to have an in-person meeting or a hybrid meeting, please do let us know at the division level. We are all here, the ones who live in Nagpur and are still in Nagpur. We would love to come down and meet up with you all and have an experience, because all of us want to now come back to in-person meetings. So if it's possible to do a hybrid one, and if you think of doing one, do let us know. The division is all there to support you guys.
I think we are trying to make that a reality. And, the facility that you visited, we have added another facility during these COVID times. I think that goes to speak a lot. So we have another floor there. So it has got an entirely different interior to it.
Let's
I
make the
think,
best.
yeah, well, we should make the best of it. Yeah.
Let's do that. So in case you ever need any help from the division, please do let us know immediately. Right?
Sure.
Thank you so
Absolutely.
much for this very nice exchange. And I wish the club all the very best, for all the members at the contest, of course. But even beyond the contest, do encourage members to come forward at the club, the area, division, district level, and let the growth continue.
Right? Absolutely. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, man.
Thanks, Abhijit. Stay safe, and I hope to meet you.
Too.
Thank you
too.
so much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.